Hello, my name is Kelso. I'm an RFC intern here, and today I'll be talking about hope. So, what is hope? I always begin this discussion with anybody I have by giving an example. If you look outside when it's dark, you always see the moonlight. You see street lights. You see lamps, like lamppost, or the occasional weird person. Which they might not be weird, but I think it kind of is because it's kind of scary. As candles, candles outside and people carrying candles. So the reason I say that is, hope is to me is one of those things. It's like never giving up. It's a spirit. It's a idea of never giving up and never letting, it's always going to be there. You're always aspiring to do something, and it's never going to disappear. It's like that light, the moonlight's never going to disappear unless it gets behind a cloud. But okay, we're not going to talk about that. Unless it gets behind a cloud, that street light, unless it goes out, it's never going to disappear. And why does that matter? Because why does hope matter? Why does anything matter? Why does going to class and getting A's and getting grades matter? Why is playing my instrument matter? Why is it going to church matters? Without hope. If you don't have hope in anything, your life is bleak. And I think that we as Christians, as people, we have a hard time sometimes looking past that bleakness and remembering that we have the most amazing and awe-inspiring hope that is Jesus. When I was younger, my grandfather died in about 10th grade. It's a very bleak time for me. I fell out of the church already. And, I prayed about him, but I was losing hope. But I think also God kind of countered that in my heart and said, no, you're going to start gaining hope. And it was weird because it was probably the first time in my life I took control of who I put my hope in. And that led me to, becoming part of the Church of Christ about 3 or 4 months later. Because I decided I'm going to put my hope in Jesus, in God. Because what else is there to do? It's one of the biggest reasons I found the church when I was that young, because I just had, hope was such a big theme for me then because of my grandfather passing. Now, how does this look for Christians and how I look at my life? How does it look in my life as a Christian? I guess is a better way to phrase it. Well, what's the point? It's to say that I said, what's the point of living? Think about this, and I don't want to sound like kind of bleak about it, but I mean, you're living from the time. By the time you're born, you're already aging. Okay, you're already aging. I'm not gonna say dying. I mean, people might say that, but you're aging, and you're gonna be one day put back into the earth, right? Well, if that was your look on life, then your canvas of who you are is so black and white. You have nothing to you. There's nothing. You're not aspiring to be anything. You're not wanting to be better or do something with your life. But as Christians, literally, you have the ultimate hope. Jesus came to this earth. He survived basically a brutal execution, rose from the dead, and still was so loving and thoughtful about who he talked to when he rose. You have the ultimate hope in God, a God that's countless times throughout the Bible, when it seemed bleak, when it seemed like all hope was lost, maybe for the Israelites, maybe for certain characters in the Bible. But God was there, and he showed them the way because he was their light. And this changes my perspective on everything, because it makes me realize as a Christian, no matter how bad it gets, no matter how awful I am or how awful the world is to me, especially because we're in the midst of a pandemic, people are losing their jobs left and right, and we as Christians are having a hard time still trying to figure all this out. But this tells us that Jesus will always be there. God will always be there because He is our hope. At the end of the day, that's all that matters, is that Jesus is there and He will always be a light for whenever you get dark. Now, this is my hope for the holidays.